It's November 14th. It's about 8:45. Let me see. Sorry about the jigglies. Yep, about 8:45. It's a late day today, as you might not be able to tell. It's raining. It's not drizzling, it's actually raining. And it's very overcast. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see that, but it is very overcast. It was so dark. And I've done these videos in the dark when it was darker before and you could hardly see anything. So I don't know how well we're going to get in the coop. If you can see Henrietta, she is ready to come out. I don't think she knows it's raining. And again today, because somebody said they really liked this. It was funny. We're going to have the burgers and fries today. We have the bread. Some of the worms fell off. Okay, we have the bread. And inside is cooked pumpkin topped with eggshell. And I'll tell you again about the eggshell. I think that I've heard people say all sorts of things and they don't know what they're talking about. Or they'll say it happened one time and they'll make that the rule. But, which it wouldn't be. But I've heard people say that not cooking, but mostly these are not from chicken owners or chicken owners who have never fed their chickens eggshell. They'll say that if you feed them the raw egg shells, it'll induce them to peck at their own eggs and eat their own eggs. That has never, ever, 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 ever happened to me. And I would like to say I've been dealing with chickens for over a decade now, and that has never happened. Now, yes, they've broken eggs, but that's when their eggshells were thin from not getting enough calcium. Or they were older. When they get older, you have to give them more calcium because their eggshells get thinner. And sometimes they'll eat the egg inside itself. Rarely eat the eggshell because they usually get enough calcium in their food. You know, they don't need to do that. But it's never been they go and they peck their own eggs. You know, because of feeding them eggshells. I've never had that. You know, it's not like they say, oh, I get regular eggshells and I need, you know, it's just all on a need basis, and usually they get enough calcium in their diet to where they don't need eggshell. And I give them eggshell because I'm not doing anything else with the eggshells except putting it in the compost pile. And I don't know if they are getting enough eggshells, what I give them. So I just give it to them. What am I going to do with them? And these are all the crushed eggshells. After I use the eggs, I save the eggshells, put them in the refrigerator, and use them for the suet cakes, put them, like I said, in the compost, or feed them to the chickens. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you can put the eggshells out for the birds, which I've done before, in the spring, and I've had cardinals eat the eggshells, and I've heard that it's to help them, they need that to build their own calcium up in their body because they will be laying eggs soon. And that'll give the eggs a strong shell that won't break. But here's so here we're having today the meal, and let me see what the temperature is. It seems it's about 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 degrees Celsius, 42 degrees Fahrenheit. We had a cold one. So we're going to let the hen out and the little chickies. Pretty soon I won't be using this side door because somebody reminded me and I almost forgot to do this. I will be wrapping this for the winter. Here we go. There's the little chickies. They're coming out. Make a mess. And there's Flash. I have a few more people to thank. My screen is getting wet because it is raining. Ah! See the umbrella? I picked up the umbrella and it scared the chickens. Like, we're not that hungry. Probably thought it was a hawk. But anyways, you'll be able to see the coop wrapped. And I might, if I see hawks or whatever, because, okay, I don't really have a problem too much with them getting the chickens as much in, or trying to get the chickens as much in the summer as the winter. And the reason the attacks go up in the winter is because their prey, a lot of their prey is hibernating. And I learned the hard way, even with my pigeons, that you should keep them closed up in the wintertime, or not let them out as often. And I also learned the hard way that once a falcon or a hawk finds a source of food, like a chicken coop, then they will continue to come around. So, and I would like to say that I explained this to somebody in the comments that I don't recall ever having a problem with hawks, falcons, whatever, overhead predators when I had the heavy breed chickens. It's when I had these light breeds, these banties, that I've had the problem. So I'm going to let this open so they can get in and out. Flash is in there. See, it's pretty dark today. So there he is. He's like, I'll stay in here. It's cold and wet outside. I'm going to put this under so they don't have to be out in the rain. And so they can be dry there. It's not supposed to be too cold today. It's supposed to be, it was colder yesterday. It was only, the high was only like, I think the high got up to 52, I believe. And now today I think it's going to be like 57. But even right now it's, like I said, it's, what was it, 47, 42. I would like to thank our regular commenter, Mila Smalley. Thank you for commenting. We also got a new commenter, Sojourner on Sojourn. And our first subscriber that I know of is Germain Event, the Germain Event. We had two commenters yesterday for the first commenters, Chicken Boy and CJS Chicks. CJS Chicks subscribed, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do, at least at this point, I do try to respond to everybody's comments. I don't have that much going on in these videos, including my podcast, Feral Women, right now, to where I just have to let it go. But it might get to that point. But I will try to still, you know, shout out to our regular commenters. Maybe tell little stories that maybe they told me. And it's all public, so I would not, if somebody messaged me a private message, I would not bring that on here. I would try to make sure I don't bring it on here. I would not do that intentionally without thinking about it first. Unless I got their permission to you know, because people might send me very personal things. Everything we do, especially being women, everything we do is criticize. A person commented about my locks. Or my hooks, I'm sorry. I call them locks because they got the spring-loaded gilly bob right here. Now, don't mind, you know, helpful hints and tips, but don't tell me I'm doing something wrong. You know, I've been doing this for over a decade. Most people who say this have never tried it the way I've tried it. Or they'll say, oh, this will happen, when it's never happened. They just hear it might happen. So they're saying this will happen. It's like, don't do that, okay? I want to continue having fun making these videos. Things are changing right now, and I'm in a very bad headspace, so this is my joy that I do. So please, don't do that. And you will be muted. And if it gets too bad, I will start really fighting back on it. So just, you know, suggestions, comments of a positive nature, but don't try to tell me I'm doing something wrong. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for, like I said, over a decade, probably a decade and a half. I don't remember when I started doing this, but this coop alone I've had for 5 years. Over 5 years. And it used to be, for years I had it in this shed right here. I had 70 chickens, over 70 chickens in this shed. I don't recommend 70 chickens, because you'll never get your money worth. It's just too hard. And cleaning it, and it always stinks. Because chickens just constantly got the plague, and it always stinks. And that's why it was just too much. But anyways, now I got this small coop. So I've had it in all sorts of, except battery. I have never had a battery setup. And if you don't know what a battery setup is, that's what your Eggland's Best, and I can't even come up with names right now of these caged or practically caged chickens. Now a lot of times it's still battery. I would consider it still battery. They don't have the chickens in the cage, but they're so cramped they only have like enough room to turn around, but they're not literally in a cage. So they're calling that cage free, which, yeah, there's not a physical cage around them, but they don't have access to the outside. They're not free range. There's a difference between cage free and free range. Free range is cage free, but cage free is not necessarily free range. So if some place tells you they're giving you cage free chicken eggs, that's a battery thing. Because if you are free range, you're going to brag about being free range. You know, because free range takes a lot more work, a lot more effort, a lot more space. My chickens are free range, therefore they are cage free. You see, they can come and go as they please. They got areas of shelter to get out where they want to. They're not forced into one particular area. And this is the way I like it for my chickens. I myself would not like it. And my battery's flashing, it's low. I wouldn't want to be limited, so I don't want my chickens limited. And their life is so very short. I spoil them, I give them things people say I shouldn't give. They say I should only give them, some people say I should only give them the diet of the grain sold at the feed mill. And I say, forget that. You eat McDonald's. So, you know, why shouldn't my chickens enjoy themselves? You're eating unhealthy stuff. Let them eat unhealthy stuff. And so, anyways, that's the way it is. Again, I would like people to recommend topics for me. I had another topic I wanted to touch on, but it's been so busy lately. I got the craft show coming up. Thank you for Mila Smiley for asking about that. I did leave the answer to that in the comments. It'll be at Sand Creek High School in Sand Creek, Michigan. I left a whole bunch of information there, as much information as I have about it. I don't know the inner workings of it. And so I hope to see you there. Make sure you tell me who you are, If you come there, I'm going to